Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the very hopefully much anticipated episode of the Team Infinity podcast. I think this is the second episode we've done since Fabled released. So Hayden is back with us, being the first episode. We have been very busy with the new rotation, and got on a terrible recording schedule, and now we hopefully have everything figured out, and we're back. So, Cody, Matt, Hayden, thank you for joining.
Woo!
Happy to
Oh,
be
we turned it
here.
on with my. Don't look over there, guys. Stop it.
You had all this time to prepare.
I was obviously. You can tell I was doing more important things.
Yeah, if you're on the audio version, honestly, probably better off that way. Cody has just like a background of memes going. He's had a couple like I don't know
Yes,
semi-viral
the meme,
short
the
videos
steak
about
being buttered.
Metafy, and it's just like yeah, a bunch of random stuff going on in his background. So probably better for you, but yeah. So we're just gonna. I mean, since it's been so long, we're gonna just kind of give our thoughts on DLC Milwaukee. We're filming this the Wednesday before the DLC, and then we've got I think basically the entire set of Whispers in the Well out now. So we'll just give some high level thoughts on that, and then next couple episodes, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into that one. So. Um, I don't know why I should start with Cody, but he's the one under me on the screen. So, Cody, what are your overall thoughts of where we are currently with the meta and going into Milwaukee, and how do you feel about everything that's going to come with the big tournament? First big tournament we've had in the U.S. in a year.
Um, what a loaded question.
It
I
is
don't
loaded.
know how to feel. I think. I think I have no idea what's gonna win it. I think
Fair.
I have no idea what I'm gonna play,
I thought you did, but
and
okay.
every day's a new day to crash out.
Yeah, I think we're all in various stages of crash out at this point. So
um, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's at least healthy enough that I feel like any deck can take it home, and I think you can show up with any deck as long as you know how to play it and you have the confidence. I think it could do really good right now. I think it's just every deck kind of has a silver bullet, and that starts to feel really bad when you redo all your testing into the good matchups, and then you're like, all right, let me try the silver bullet one. All right, everything's terrible. I hate my life. There's nothing I can add to fix this, and then you want to do
yep.
something new. So that's definitely where I'm at. My headspace is exactly how my screen looks.
Okay. Hayden, what about you? You unfortunately are not coming to Milwaukee with us, but have been very much involved, obviously. So, where are you at?
Um, I wish I was going for sure just to hang out with everyone, but I don't love the format. I think, like we talked about in the last podcast, I think they just did a good job at like resetting everything. And now with some of the like spoilers, we're seeing that like some we're getting a they're gonna reset it with the next set. I feel like that's gonna really set the power level for this rotation.
Sure seems like
As
it.
far as Yeah, as far as this tournament goes, I think it's a really wide meta, and the power level isn't as the decks aren't as good as everyone thinks they are. They're all pretty bad, and I mean they are. They're all none of
Good
them
take.
are feel good.
I like it.
Like they,
Good take.
I think they're all pretty bad. I think Blurple will win the tournament though.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just based on the what we expect to be the highest like play rate. It's probably a safe answer, just because it's consistent and a ton of people are going to play it, and so somebody's going to high roll their way to the victory. But um, just Cody keeps popping up pictures here left and right as we're talking, just adding new ones.
I
So
don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I
um,
think if the Blurple players that are gonna go first in top cut are better than the other decks. Like I think they have a higher chance of winning on the play than the other decks. So
yeah, that's fair.
I would pick Blurple.
Um, Matt, how do you feel about the tournament? Do you know what you're taking yet? You don't necessarily have to say if you don't want to. And
Nope.
are you excited?
I'm excited to go just to hang out with everyone, but I'm not really excited to play. I don't like this format at all. It doesn't feel good. The power level is too low. The card pool is too small. And then the power levels is not there. It feels more. I think Hayden said it was casual, and I kind of agree. It feels like anyone can win, and the skill gap in the game is not really there right now.
I think that's a really good way to put it. I hate to say that. I hate to be like the guy that's like, oh, like there's no skill in the game. Like you can't outplay your opponent. Like you can't, win. I just think there's so few options to like take back tempo, where if you are either going second or your opponent just doesn't falter or hits their line, then sometimes you just lose. Like that's just how it is, and that feels really bad, when you don't have even a chance to come back, or have enough turns to figure something out, or even if you stutter just for the slightest second, that the game's over and it is what it is. That feels really bad to not have a lot of skillful expression, I guess. And so yeah, I definitely agree with that one.
Yeah, and as far as deck goes, everything's up in the air for me. I'm leaning toward not Blurple, but it might be Blurple.
Yeah. I think we might have said at some point, but again, it's been so long since we've recorded a podcast. Matt, Hayden, and I went to Bologna. All three of us took Blurple. All three of us came out of Bologna saying we're not playing Blurple anymore. And after continuous testing since then, I still prefer not to play Blurple. But it is just a very powerful deck, so it's hard to say no to it at the same time.
Yeah, I've went full circle. I think you should play it.
I mean, there's going to be less
Oh,
Blurples
God.
now, hopefully, like
Yeah.
in Bologna, so you're less likely to see the mirror match.
I don't even care. I would rather play the mirror. I honestly feel like I can outplay people in the mirror. Like I feel like that is one of the few scenarios where you are. I mean, sure, but I do feel like that is one of the few scenarios where you are given an opportunity. Are we just going Inception mode? Cody is like going off the rails over here. This might be his last time.
I'm
on the
gonna
podcast.
I'm gonna put y'all right next to Reggie Ice Spice and shirtless Adam Driver.
Oh, so you really think we should play Blurple, Hayden?
I mean, I think if you're not extremely at this point on Wednesday night, if you're not super confident with whatever you've cooked up, that's not Blurple or if you're not extremely confident that you can go and win 8 matches in a row right now against like a lot of people, then yeah, I think you should probably you're behind. I mean, you're not. I don't know. It feels like you haven't answered the questions you think you needed to answer, and so you might as well just play Blurple.
I mean,
because you have more games on it.
There's 3 decks I think that I would consider me a proficient's probably not strong enough, but a good pilot of, and can like make the right decisions more times than not. But I went back through, I think on Sunday or Monday this week, and was like looking at the people that made top 32 that like logged their matches on social, and I mean, again, I hate to just like, this is like not taking away, and I'm not going to name names because of this. I'm not taking anything away from these players because they definitely did what they needed to do. But every single one of them I looked at that went on like an 8 or 9 game run, that, are an 8 or 9 game win streak before they had a loss, or, before they could start drawing in or whatever, they all just had favorable matchups. They were all just like, oh, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And so ultimately, like, it's just kind of a meta call. And it's like, what am I going to run into? Because that's how it feels. It's like, am I going to run into the stuff that like Blurple beats, or am I going to not run into stuff that Blurple beats? And
yes, but you're never. That's not how you're even approaching it. Like, you're saying it as like, I'm going to predict what I'm playing against, and then I'm going to play that. But you're not. I mean, you're not doing that, right? It's not like. That's not. And I don't think that's helpful really either. Like, I get your point, but I don't think that's how you like go about it. I think it's, yes, you can play these other decks. Maybe I'm gonna have good matchups, but everything's so widespread that isn't really like effective, right? Like,
You know
if
what this
there's
sounds like to
7
me?
decks that you're preparing for,
No,
it
I
doesn't really
agree.
work.
Y'all know the movie The Princess Bride?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever actually sat down and watched it completely. Sorry, the crowd is
Wow.
in the way. But I know a lot of the scenes in it. So I had a reason to bring it up. Shut up. But this feel like this completely gives me the vibes of like what deck you should take is which cup should I drink from the poison. It's like,
yeah.
oh yeah, which matchup you're gonna get is gonna be like, oh, I'll just pick this poison and go along with it. So we need to find a way to like dosage ourselves enough so we're just like immune to Blurple.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong though, because you say like the matchups, and I've been playing a bunch of different decks, and Cody's been testing a bunch of different stuff, and I feel like every time I do, he plays like the Blurple Silver Bullet and just like smokes me every time, and so like that's what in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go into Milwaukee and I'm gonna play Blurple, and I'm gonna see all the bad matchups now, because for 8.5 weeks, that's what everybody's been building decks to beat. And so it's just like, not that they weren't necessarily doing that in Bologna, but I feel like in Bologna there were definitely a few other things that like rose to the top that people are now going to be playing as well. So it just, yeah, I honestly, I feel like if you get the matchups that you need for whatever deck you bring, you're going to do fine. If you don't get those matchups, then you're probably not going to do fine. And that's really cynical, and that is what it is.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, but okay, so what do we take from that? It's like, which decks have the least worst matchups? Like, okay, how do I play against the worst matchup the fewest amount of times? And I think Blurple, like, obviously, I don't know. You're right.
It probably does take a little bit of bribing. Get
See,
some good connections with the judges.
And I agree with you when you say, like, you do, obviously you need a little bit of luck in what matches you get. If you get enough bad matchups, you will not do well, because like I said, I don't think the power level is high enough right now. So, but I do think that Blurple, there will be Blurple players that make it through. It's not like,
Oh
and
yeah.
Sure.
is it just because they faced enough bad matchups, or do they somehow give themselves a 5% edge in this bad matchup and play slightly better than their opponent because they're a little bit, and give themselves a couple extra percentage points there? And like, I think that's also what helps push you through.
I mean, again, super cynical. I think they have more favorable matchups than not, and I think in the unfavorable matchups they draw really well and their opponents don't. And honestly, I don't think Blurple has the best matchup spread anymore. I think that
What would be interesting to talk about? What is the matchup spread? I don't even really think about that, but I feel like that could be interesting to hear about.
I mean,
No,
Like
it really is.
what is like what is the what
Like,
is
what do you
good
expect?
to
Like, what
Blurple, or like
what do
what's Blurple beaten?
I mean,
Because
if
it
you
sounds
look
like
at,
we at least are all in agreement that the Blurple is still like the number one deck, right? It's probably the one doing the most broken things right now.
I think if Blurple draws its best hand, it beats other decks drawing their
I
best
agree with
hands
that
most
for
of the
sure.
time.
The problem is now is I feel like I mean, we've talked about at the very beginning and like testing that the broken combo used to just be, oh, just mull for ramp, and you get it and you're probably fine. And then it went, oh, you got to mull for ramp and you got to find whatever 4-drop you need. And then it was like, oh no, you really need to like a 1-drop into ramp into Elsa. The 4-drop is a little less important. And then it went into like, oh, you need the 1-drop, you need the ramp, you need your 4-drop, you need your Elsa. Like, you have to have like everything. And so it's not just about like, your line is like 2 cards. It's like, I need 3 inkables and I need 5 cards to play across my first 10 cards. And so it just makes it incredibly difficult to navigate when that quote line is 4 or 5 cards deep. I'm pulling up the meta report here, and we'll see what the spread looks like. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I really do think it just kind of comes down to what matchups you get, and if you take advantage, and if you have really good craps capabilities.
Okay, let me ask you this then, because if we are all thinking that way, what if going into the DLC or any DLC, what is everyone's like preferred deck to play against? Like, not even saying like what deck are you gonna play? What would you want to play against all day if you had to choose the majority matchup?
Do you mean like aggro, mid range control,
I
or
mean,
like
or like
color
this,
combination?
yeah, like this specific deck. Right now with the format, which one would you be okay with playing against all day? Which one would you hate?
I mean, but I get to pick the deck that I'm playing.
Well, that doesn't matter. I just think like a preference. I feel like there's also a preference in being like, what would you
Amber
want to
Steel.
like? What do you feel comfortable playing against, no matter what you're playing?
Oh, what do I feel comfortable playing against?
Yeah, because like I feel like I honestly feel like I would be okay playing against like 9 rounds of Blurple, no matter what I'm playing, just because I feel like I could probably guess what their movements are going to be, right? And
Sure.
I feel like that kind of goes into, even if you are playing against your bad matchup, if you're playing a deck that you are really good with, and if you can play it better than how they're playing their deck, that is going to let you kind of, fix some numbers here and there where like maybe that should have been on auto loss. You sneak one in, and that changes everything, right? If you get to skip that one bad matchup. So I was just kind of curious, what's everyone's like least favorite deck to play against?
Least favorite probably purple steel. I don't know why.
Oh,
I don't.
really?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm playing Blurple, then maybe it's a different story. But if I'm not playing Blurple, then I feel like purple steel is the one that gives me the most trouble.
I think it's Amber Steel. I feel
I
like
was-
they just win the die roll and you just lose the game. For no
I
reason.
think it's dogs. I feel like I never play.
Okay.
It's just them playing by themselves.
I mean, yeah. Unless you're playing Blurple and you have a bunch of stuff that can turn their thing sideways, then yeah, they just kind of sit there.
I
But
think I'm on Still Song aggro too. It definitely does feel like the most goldfishy deck right now. At least with Purple Steel, they're like interacting with you, and there's still gameplay going on, but man, sometimes Steel Song is just, oh, I didn't actually draw streams this game. I guess I'm just gonna keep questing and see if that works.
so if you look at like the data for the last 2 weeks of submitted results, Amethyst Steel has the overall best win percentage at 55%, and has a really good matchup spread against everything except Blurple, and it's at 39%. Everything else is positive. So
What deck are we talking about?
Purple steel,
purple steel.
amethyst steel.
And
I do
then,
think that would be a decent choice for this
and then
event.
second is Amber Steel. Third is shockingly green. Or no, wait, the Blurple. Yeah, so it's Blurple. It's the big three. I mean, it's purple steel, Blurple, and amber steel still. And then honestly, everything else has a negative win rate. Everything else is 48% or below. I mean, the most interesting thing about purple steel is it has 55 or higher into basically every matchup, and gets up there like really high into basically anything that's not the top contender. But
It's Christmas hat.
it's really low. But that's why I was asking if I get to pick what deck I'm playing and what deck my opponents are playing. If I can play Christmas and play dogs 12 rounds in a row, I promise you I'm going 12-0. So, like, that's what I would choose if I could choose.
Okay. So on the opposite side of that, what would you wish you could be playing? Do you feel like if Christmas was working better, would that be the deck you would want to bring?
Yeah, I think we've all talked about this before, but I think the beginning of last week, I built a Christmas list and I was like, okay, I won 10 games in a row. My Metafy guide coming soon. And then after quickly winning 10 games in a row, I very swiftly lost 10 games in a row and said, okay, well,
God, you're
never
so
mind.
reserved at 10-0. I do 1-0 of best of one. And I'm like, all right, I broke the meta. This worked. It did the thing.
No, I felt really good. And honestly, I genuinely don't think I've lost a game against dogs because all you have to do is shift power line and then sing any song and then find Under the Sea and then you just win on the spot. I mean, I know that's, again, like a couple card combo, but they can't really take out power line. And you get a couple turns to do it and you can bounce other stuff. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's I think the potential for any deck to win is definitely there. I think the most people will take Blurple, and there will be enough good players playing Blurple to where one of them could very well win it. But between like the top 5 decks, so Blurple, Amber Steel, Purple Steel, Bleen, and Dogs, I think any of those can take it home.
Wait, say that again.
Yeah, all of it.
Purple Steel, Amber Steel, Bleen, and Dogs. I think any of those can win.
No
If
love for green purple.
I was going to say maybe green,
Oh,
purple,
yeah, green purple. Yeah, I honestly I did forget about green purple.
green steel.
Call it 6 decks.
How'd you forget
Green
about green
steel?
purple? I literally have Mo on my screen right now. Are you
I
not
don't
paying
know.
attention with all
No,
my
I'm not. I'm
my
literally not
attention
looking
grabbers?
at. I'm literally not looking at.
They're meant to grab your attention.
Yeah,
I help you focus.
it's not focusing. It's distracting everybody.
I
I
don't
think
know.
I don't think
7 decks.
I don't think Green Steel can win. I think.
I don't think he can
Ow.
win either.
Wow.
It got, oh, yeah.
I'm a hater.
Okay, it was 2 matches
Y'all are
away from
such
winning the
sand
last one.
haters.
Yeah, but again, getting 2 matches away and actually winning are 2 very different things.
I mean, I guess, but
More than y'all did.
You're right. We all did awful. I mean, we had 6 wins combined between the 3 of us. So we did a really good job in Bologna.
yeah, I don't know. I think it's hard to say that deck can't win when it did that well.
It's pretty cool. I will say it's kind of crazy, like how I feel like there's still stuff coming about, even though we're like talking so negative about how the format feels right now.
If everybody felt differently about that one, then why is that not one that like came out of Bologna that everybody was talking about, like the green purple? I feel like everybody came out of saying like, okay, this is a new thing that can like really take the cake. I don't feel like
I
it
don't
has
know.
enough
think
like cool things.
It's because
to
of
beat.
Chromacon, I think. I think they just put it in the category of, oh, this is just another Chromacon deck, and they don't see what else is good about it. Like,
I mean,
Okay, how many people are saying it's just another Chromonicon deck?
I have no idea. That's just what I would
Do we have a
assume.
bracket for that now? The Chromonicon players?
I
That's
think
that's the
so.
group of people.
Right now in this format, that's kind of what it seems like.
I don't know. I think it falls into the worse than Purple Steel and Amber Steel, and Blurple can still beat it by Into the Unknown and Hades, all their stuff. So I think it's, again, I think it's one of those decks where it hits its lines, then it wins, but it still is just a foot behind, and taking a turn to play a Chromacon is just not it in my book. But yeah, again, that's one
I don't
I
know.
will say I haven't
I've-
practiced, so I don't know. I could be
I've
wrong.
seen some people epically fail games because a green Chromonicon came down.
Sure. I
Mhm.
mean, you can definitely have your opponents misplay into it. And when we were testing before, at the very beginning of the set, before CCS, Mo was very much like, I'm just going to play Chromacon and get people to misplay around it because they don't know what they're doing. And that can definitely happen for sure.
The problem is people have been playing it for the last month, so
Yeah. There has.
People are learning how to play against it,
So
and I think it's
people
the
are-
worst. It's the worst. It's the third worst steel deck, I think.
Yeah, that's a much more
Third
concise way to
worst
put what I
steel
was trying
deck?
to say. And Hayden, you're making
third
my
best,
argument for
I
me
guess.
now. That everybody's been playing it, so everybody knows how to play against it. So
Wait,
yeah, but I still think it can win.
I
I
wanna-
still think it can do the same things. It has. Okay, so the reason I think these decks are good is because they have all these power spiky cards that are like win the games, not individually, but like are so powerful standalone that your opponent doesn't have answers for them. And I think green and steel both have a lot of them. And so I mean that just equals success, especially when people haven't played against the color combinations like enough to know what to do and they're thinking. And I mean everyone's not testing against green steel every day still. So I think
I
don't
mean,
know.
I will say Green Steel does have some game-winning cards of Doc, P, and Go-Go. Like those are very scary
Ursula.
cards. Yeah, Ursula.
Well, I
Ursula's
guess that's
always there.
not really a game winning
on
card.
paper,
Yeah.
you're right. Like on paper, I practiced green steel this week too. To be honest, I mean not Chromacon. Maybe that was my problem, but I mean on paper.
Don't imply I played that. You said 2. I didn't not play this.
No, 2 as in like, whatever.
He's talking about in me as like with me,
No,
I think.
yeah, just in general, like. Like on paper, it has everything. I mean, it has everything you want. It has speed with like Merfolk if you want to go that route. It has Calhoun, which can slow a lot of the aggro stuff. It has Clarabelle to
Strength.
draw. It has strength. It has Mother Knows Best, so all the tempo cards. It has good, like I said, good top end draw with Clarabelle. Like you could technically build it in any way to do like anything, to have all the answers, to do whatever you need to do to win. But I don't know. I just found myself like not having enough, no matter which way I took it.
Yeah.
And always
Well, I
like, coming
think-
up a little short. So
I mean, I think it's probably a tough deck to play for one, and then, like
it's probably
your
pretty tough.
first 10 games or 10 matches shouldn't really be they shouldn't be how you define the deck, because that should be your like learning curve if it's something new and it's
That's fair too.
something like that. But I was telling Matthew this the other day that one of the most underrated parts about that color combination is that you get 4 of the 1 cost Bobby and 4 of the 1 cost Mulan, which just like increases your
Yeah.
consistency so much. Like on your first and second turn, a lot of the time you're going to be able to draw and discard and filter 1, and it might not seem like a big deal, but getting rid of 1 uninkable out of your hand is a huge deal sometimes. Like
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the day when they give us something that benefits from doing all that. We have like the Lilo,
I mean,
Yeah.
Circle of
not for
Life is
green
supposed to
steel.
be there.
We have Max Goof and that stuff, which I think is pretty interesting. They
I
turn
think
those
that
cards
there's-
into a pre-draw.
I think there's just too much fluff in Green Steel because they're playing like that 4-drop 3/3 wolf character. Like if that's in your deck, I don't think.
Heathcliff, the
Oh,
butler.
Heathcliff. Why are we?
Yeah,
Hey, don't
like-
don't smack talk the Clue guy.
They
I
just
mean,
put a
I
bunch
don't
of
know.
ward stuff in there so that it can't get removed or tapped before it quests.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
like the problem. There's just not enough good cards to make a good Green Steel deck.
But that's the best part about it too, is it's just this like really strong shell. Like if you remember when I first put it together, like I wanted to play with the Clarabelle cards, and I put in like 4 big Clarabelle, 4 of the 3-cost Clarabelle, some other mid-range stuff, and then played and won like my first 6 matches, and then inked like all 8 or 9 of those cards were ink every single time. And I was like, well, this guy's deck that he built was really good. My deck isn't good, but I was still winning every match because
Yeah.
it just has those cards in your deck. I don't know.
Okay.
So I think there's room for improvement is what I'm trying to say. I guess
There's room for improvement in the tournament. The last event of the set is in 2 days. So,
yeah. Well, here we are.
Okay, final predictions. How many Inkfinity members make day 2 and how many make top cut? Cody?
I'm gonna be so mad if Mo gets it again. Like, can that be an
He's so
answer? I
jealous.
told him. I sent him a message and I said, "You better not get another one before I get one. I am tired of this.
That's okay.
I need to remove my second in the state of Arkansas tag from Twitter."
Okay, how many Inkfinity members make day 2 and how many make top cut?
I don't know. Hopefully me. And
Okay.
me.
So Cody says himself and Mo. So Matt, we're
No,
just
not
talking
Mo.
over
Don't
here.
see. You can't even let me have this. I didn't even say I wanted Mo to be there.
I think
You-
everyone's
you
gonna
added them.
top besides Cody.
Oh, there we go.
I'll
That's a
take
hot
it.
take.
I'll take it.
That's a hot take.
It's one that could be totally real. You know what I hope is in the top cut? I want to see someone have 4 DLC Pegasuses in their deck, make top 8.
I mean, that would be pretty cool.
It would
Guess
be
it's
awesome,
possible.
is what you meant to say.
I don't know. I think a couple of us have a really good shot of making day 2, and honestly, top cut. I'm not saying any of us can't, because obviously I think all of us can, but it's just it genuinely is a crapshoot in my mind. I think we've got enough people going where 1 or 2 of us can, where like 2 or 3 of us can make day 2, and 1 or 2 of us can make top cut. But that would be like just an epic proportion run for all of us.
How many games do you have to like win to make day 2?
10.
You have to win
No.
9 in a row, or you have to go 10-2. And if you go 10-2, there's still
On
a
day
chance you don't
1?
make it.
No, not yet. He's
No,
still
I'm
day
saying,
2.
what
You have to-
makes
you have
day
to go
2?
6. You have to go 6-2
Six.
on day 1.
So it's 8 rounds on day 1.
Yeah.
I think a few of you will make it to day 2, but I don't think anyone will
6
stop.
times. That's so easy.
Only because, and I don't want to be negative, but I don't think we've prepared enough. I don't think we've
Of
broken
course
the
not.
meta enough.
Nope.
I think none of us have anything out of the box, and we don't have our matchups down well, even if we do.
What a cheerleader we got
I
over
know.
here.
No,
I'm just saying.
He's the grinder. Cody, that like his mentality after talking in Italy enough, like he is the guy that like wants that just grinds and grinds and grinds, and so he doesn't.
I
Well,
know.
it's not just about grinding. It's just about like focused preparation too. Like there's questions that you should ask yourself, and then you should try to answer them through testing and practice, and not just like play matches, throw shit at the wall. Which is fine sometimes, and it's a bad format. So I also understand. Like it's not a big. I don't think putting in 10 or 15 more hours of practice necessarily increases your chances that much. Really, like I don't think it's that big of a deal either way. I'm just saying I don't think. Like if one of us would have found something that was cool and if someone tops, I think it's Cody.
Hey!
Oh.
Honestly,
Yay!
because he's playing that cool green purple.
Oh wow, outed me.
Oh, leaked.
Oh,
You
sorry.
leaked his
You
deck
said, no,
Sorry.
because you said yourself you
Join
don't even
the
know what you're
pod.
playing.
because he was lying. He was
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
gonna
figure out the
say-
DL.
I mean, this is
I'll say
going up
I'm gonna-
next Monday.
I'm gonna-
so.
Oh my.
Next Monday. Oh.
I mean, we always release it on Mondays. I mean, there was a thought I was just going to do it tomorrow, but I hadn't made that decision yet because I kind of like the just being
Well,
consistent with the schedule, even though the schedule hasn't been consistent. And so you can just make a new schedule. But
I like this. I
that's
I am
neither here
okay.
nor there.
I am okay with the leakage because no one knows who I am except for
There's a lot
Zach
of people.
Bivens.
Yeah, well,
Zach
nobody
Bivens
knows who I
bumped in.
am except for the most recognizable
Well,
person in the
Hey.
yeah.
scene.
Let me say this: like, no one recognizes me. Like for the most part, I think I told like one person. I was like, "Oh, I won that 5K with Christmas," and they're like, "I think I saw that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, I talked to Zach Bivens at CCS, and he went, "You brought Blurple today?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I knew it. You're always playing Blurple." And I was like, "Zach, you don't know me. Why are you talking to me like we chat all the time? Like, what do you mean?" He's like, "You're the Blurple guy." And I'm like, "I don't like how you know me. That
Man,
seems crazy because I don't even know what he was playing."
Purple Steel. I would imagine he's still on Purple Steel, but okay. So let's move on to set 10, Whispers in the Well, where I think like is it 2.5 weeks away, or we like a week and a half away?
I have no idea. I know
Yeah,
Riftbound comes out next week.
We're 2 weeks and 2 days, so not even 2.5 weeks. We're basically 2 weeks away. I think I said this at the top of the episode. I think all of the cards have been released as of now. If there are still some to come, I think it's like under 10 that haven't
I think
been
we're
revealed.
missing 20-ish right now.
20-ish. Okay, so we're basically all the way there. And I need to stop right now and say this before I forget again. One of our locals, Sharp Gaming, has had a couple big tournaments over the summer and over the beginning of the year, and they're having another big one on release weekend for Whispers in the Well. And so SSG is no more. Good riddance to them, apparently. And so Sharp Gaming is taking their spot in the kickoff tournaments for all the sets now. It seems like that way, at least. And so yeah, if you want to come out, you should check it out. I think it's on Melee, and then all the info's on our Discord and stuff too.
And the meta is super easy. You're guaranteed to win. I got it with Christmas, so can't be too hard.
But yeah, Whispers in the Well is legal.
Wait.
So first big non-fabled
Did
meta.
you say the prize support?
It's a 10K on
10K,
Saturday.
Yeah.
10K, yeah.
Constructed with Whispers in the Well, and then Sunday
Huge.
it's a 3K Infinity tournament.
Yeah, so it's gonna
which
be a massive
I will
weekend.
Alright.
I'm gonna take Amber Steel aggro, and everything I'm gonna have is 2 costs or less that quests for 2 or more. So
yeah, and I don't know if you saw, there's another 2-cost lore for 3 character.
Yeah, that's why I said that, is because I don't remember. I don't remember what character it was, but
it's Sebastian.
Oh,
You're telling me you
Sebastian,
don't
that's
remember
right.
the crustacean?
I know I should remember Sebastian too, because I am a big Little Mermaid fan. But anyway,
Oh, and we get a new song.
It's contradictory. You're a big Little Mermaid fan.
Hilarious. Let's call it an oxymoron.
What you just call me?
Yeah, I know that's what you would say. All right, we're starting the opposite way this time. So we're going with Matt first. What do you think about Whispers in the Well? What are you excited for? How do you feel like it's gonna change the game?
I think it's a really good set from what it looks like so far. It looks like it's going to change up the game a lot. And I mean, like individual cards versus so many of them. I'm really excited to play the Big Prince Philip in that 3-cost song and start board wiping people.
Yep. I know. I don't know why I always see something like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm the first one to do it. And then I see something, and then I look on social, and I'm like, oh, 10 people have already figured that one out too.
Yeah.
But yeah, the song that puts 1 damage counter on everything, and so it avoids resist, and then you can shift Prince Philip on to. We lost Cody, at least on OBS. Hopefully he's back. To basically, Sisu board wipe everything because he banishes anything that has a damage counter. So I'm very excited about that. I think that just, makes the play lines a lot more proactive because you have to do stuff. You can't just wait around for him to come down. So I'm excited about that one too. Hayden, what are you excited for just in general? You don't have to, I mean, if there are specific cards or specific, things that you want to talk about, obviously go for it. But just in general, the thoughts.
In general, I'm excited for the amount of like actual playable new cards that look playable, at least out of the new cards. I'm excited with some of the alert cards that are the overly statted cards with alert to try to deter some of the evasive nonsense. And I'm also excited for the boost mechanic. I think it's really interesting. I think it's really,
Boost
really
is
interesting.
very interesting too. Yeah, the what I was gonna say is I think Boost makes the game incredibly dynamic. I think it gives you a lot of new options to play with. You know, if you're playing off curve and you're playing something for, and Cody's back, playing something
Eh,
for 4 on turn 5, then you have an extra ink to boost something, and it doesn't take a card out of your hand; it takes it off your deck. You can then bounce said stack of cards back to your hand to basically get card draw. If that gets like Hades, then both of them go into the inkwell, and you are ramping yourself even more. And so I think it just makes a very dynamic game, and a lot more like micro decisions across your turns versus what we've been used to up to this point. So I think it gives you a lot of that skill expression and a lot of that outplay ability that I feel like I haven't been able to do this set. So that makes me super excited.
And I'm also glad they introduced it with a lot of the boost cards being not overly powered. Like it seems like some of the better cards in the format aren't the boost cards, which I think is surprising, but I'm glad that's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, we could obviously find out we're wrong and something get broken, and everybody jumps on it. But I also think this might be a hot take. I'll wait, I guess, before we'll get Cody's thoughts, and then I'll jump to this next thought. Cody, what are your
you think
overall thoughts on the set?
you think I have thoughts?
Probably, yeah.
Um, I don't know. I usually don't really get too excited for most things. There's not like any card that comes out that's like I cannot wait to play that. But I do think I'm interested to see how Boost does. I think that's either going to be a very relevant thing in the game, or I'm afraid it may not see like any play depending on the cards because there's nothing that I feel like is warping the game. Devin did say before today the spoiler of the Zeus Bolt card that's a song uninkable 4 cost and deals 4 damage. He was explaining to me like it was the best card in the set. And after he explained it to me, I was like, so this is just a worse Zeus?
Yeah, it's
He
an
was like,
alongside
Yeah,
Zeus,
yeah,
except it
but
deals 4 instead of 5.
and it,
They
it
just
would be the
reworked
best
it.
card of the format right now.
I was like, it does sound very good. After realizing, I was like, I mean, it's very close to Zeus.
I mean, yeah,
I
it's proactive removal that we've been lacking. So
here, this is what I'll say. I absolutely love that they upped the stats on everything. This set has a massive stat line change where there is so many characters that are just like not in the norm of 2-drop 3/3s or
I was
the
about to say 2 cost
4-drop
3/3.
5/7, whatever it may be. Everything's a 3-drop 4/4s. I think that's really cool, and I think I feel like that's gonna fix a lot of the problems with teams interacting with certain tough or strengths, certain thresholds you have to meet. Like World's Greatest Criminal Mind might be a better card now if everything's bigger, right? Or that mini that has an iconic, everyone's gonna love picking up a playset of that to play in their deck if that becomes good.
Sure. Sure.
Um, so I think that's the most exciting part for me. I hope that it involves where challenging and getting into board states with certain tricks becomes more prevalent instead of just kind of the standstills we kind of get into right now. And I feel like that's going to definitely fix it. Everything's going to be a little safer to attack or quest with.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a ton of 2 cost 3/3s now that have come out, and they don't have vanish like Raja does. And so, I mean, that power crept Raja into oblivion basically because they just
True.
live through everything.
I mean, Raja still has the illusion keyword that could
I mean, could be
still be
relevant.
relevant.
Sure. I mean, there's potential for it, but it isn't currently, I guess. So, but you'd have to like rework your stuff around it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think overall, I'm really excited too. I think there's a lot more proactive things that you can be doing, which is where I want to be. I hate these like standstill board games where you're just like either trying to find your combo or waiting for your opponent to combo you first, and being able to interact. I think it just makes for a more healthy game and more opportunities to outplay your opponent, which is ultimately I think where I would like to see the game go. So What do you think currently is the? I mean, and Cody, I know you said you don't care or not, but the best card, at least
Oh,
on
well,
first glance.
I have an answer for that.
Okay, we'll go.
2-drop 3/3 Diablo Quest for 2.
The red uninkable.
Yeah, it made Christmas better.
I mean, it did.
Christmas Infinity is going to be broken.
Sharp 3K on Sunday. Get ready for your
I know what I'm
Diablos.
playing. I already know what I'm playing.
Is there a specific card, Matt or Hayden, that you think is just gonna shape the format like Dumbo kind of did this time?
I don't think there's like anything that game warping.
I think there is,
Look.
but I don't know what it is. But I think there is.
I think there is. Well,
it's definitely gonna get a shakeup. We got a lot better, like just stats on cards. So
That's what
I feel
I'm
like
thinking.
a lot of decks are changing.
I think a lot of decks will change, and I think something will stand out amongst the change and be good. But I'm not sure exactly what it'll be.
I saw a Twitter post where someone was talking about how the I think it's Raja, the 3-drop 4/4 in Amber. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that Raja?
The body
So Raja's
3/4?
No, it just there's
There's
no.
a
It's just
4/4.
vanilla. It's a 4/4.
Oh, I'm looking at a Amber 3/4.
Raja?
Yeah.
It's Bagheera.
Oh, Bagheera. Is it an ally?
It is.
Yeah, it's like 2 cards
Yeah.
lower. I'm blind.
Pull it up next to your face, Cody.
Someone posted on Twitter that it was like, oh, that's an ally. You played that on 3 of 4/4, and then you play Bianca on 5 as a 4-drop 5/5. I'm like, I don't know what this vanilla giant stats deck is doing, but it sounds cool. Sounds like something you need to do.
It needs.
What do you guys think about the gargoyle archetype and putting that limitation on like all of those cards? As like I'm talking about as like a game design standpoint. Like, what do you guys think about that?
That is a good.
Because I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I think it's very, it's a good flavor. I mean, it's like pretty much a flavor text on the card, but yeah, I think it's a very cool how to pick day and night on a card.
It's definitely thematic. It's on theme for them. That's really cool.
If you can I think the whole idea is to play those cards that like force yourself into a low resource game, and if you can do that and force your opponent into a low resource game too, then you could sometimes just win because of that, and especially in this world where we're talking, you have really big statted bodies that aren't easy to remove, and if you're the one that gets to like really take advantage of the triggers from the gargoyles first, then yeah, I mean, it could be a big benefit for you too. So I think you definitely have to lean into it. It's not something that you can just like kind of throw out those big statted bodies and not play into a small hand, because ultimately you can just freeze yourself out of a game. But I think in general, yeah, I think it's a cool concept.
It's sadly not in any color combination that I plan on playing, so I'll never figure it out, guys.
What? You got to branch out a little bit. You don't want to play a 5/5 4 cost.
I think Ruby Amethyst has ruined me since set 1. I will not be playing this deck.
I didn't play it in set 1.
Maybe Goliath. I might play Goliath.
You don't like the Demona, the 4 cost Demona?
Yeah,
I don't even know what it does, so no. I guess I do not like that.
Well, let me just tell you, it's a 4/6 4 cost inkable Challenger 2, so it swings for 6, and it has 6 health. And then it just says if you have 3 more cards in your hand, it can't ready.
Ooh, you lost me. So I'm definitely someone who I like having more cards than my opponent. So I will not be meeting this threshold of trying to get my hand low.
That's what.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna keep cards in my hand.
It's definitely one of those that you try to like if you can play into it. There's those. I don't remember which is it the Goliath that says like basically you draw yourself to 2 every time.
The Goliath is the one. It makes everyone at the end of the turn. You have to go down to 2.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like if you can play into that as a low resource deck and do well, then it can very much benefit you. But I'm in general in your boat or in your camp where I agree. Like I'd much rather just have resources and
why can't you not be in my boat?
Well, I'm gonna be playing the other Demona and just exert all your characters and draw 3.
Fine, there'll all be 5/5s and 4/6s and 4/4s and
But
I
then
mean-
6/8s.
But then
I
you
mean, I
stuff
can
it.
draw 3. You can draw nothing. I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, but that your opponent also draws to 3, so that's the Amethyst Demona, the legendary
The
one
legendary, yeah.
that
I
says
mean, if
you and your opponent draw to 3, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
so-
mean, if you guys are like just farming a bunch of cards, then Ice is going to exert all your characters with no drawback.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is also like if you're playing a Gargoyles deck and you're trying to stay under 3 cards, and she draws you up to 3 cards, then your Gargoyles are just sitting there frozen forever because you have too many cards in your hand. So it is a very interesting like give and take between that.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, you're probably playing that card without all the gargoyle synergies.
The
Yeah.
Demona, yes, but I'm saying if you're playing against somebody
Yeah, oh,
that
yeah.
is on the Gargoyle stuff, and that kind of just freezes them out of the game because every time she draws you up to 3, then you're just frozen and there's nothing you can do to swing back the next turn.
I think I'm gonna be a Gargoyle's ally because I will just bend them. Hey, you don't want cards in your hand? Bend. Have a good day.
I think what you said about the little micro interactions, micro decisions, I think the Gargoyles add that
Sure.
a lot. And I think the Goliath, the 6-cost Goliath, I think he is one of those cards that potentially could be like Dumbo-esque, where he could be like the card of the set.
Yeah, I still just
As a
worry about
legendary.
Hades on that one just because it's like, you play him on 5 or 6 or whatever, and then he gets Hades. And
Still
then it
draw
doesn't
2.
matter anymore. Yeah, sure. I mean, I agree. I think it's definitely there, and I know that a couple of the other teammates that we've talked about it are definitely excited for it, and it obviously has potential. Anything that says draw cards, I think you definitely have to take a second look at. So that's one that could very well be insane. What else? Any other we haven't talked about the Blue Cinderella yet, which I think everybody completely and utterly just lost their crap
What's that
on.
do?
The uninkable 4-cost 2/3 says at the end of your turn, if you played a princess character this turn, you may put a card from your hand into your inkwell face down and exerted, or no, face down, not exerted. That's important actually, and then draw a card. So
It's okay.
you get an ink from your hand and then you draw a card, and so it's basically a better sale because it can be uninkable. Whatever you're putting into your
No.
inkwell.
No.
Yeah, it says. If you put,
This costs 4 and is uninkable. It's definitely not a better sale.
Yeah, it's not sale.
I'm not saying
It's
sale. I'm
like-
saying it has a sale ability attached to it, and every turn
like-
it repeats.
It's like a better how far I'll go or something. Or better
I don't know. I
Nip
think
Duck
it's
that
insane. I mean, I
Blaine
think there are
plays.
going to be a lot of lines that this allows you to just, not ink your hand and be able to continue to ramp, turn after turn. And it's one of those things that it can very much get out of hand quickly if this isn't answered.
Yeah, but how many princesses are you playing, and how much time do you have to play like a 2/3 on 4? That's what I worry about. It's like I don't even want to play my genies sometimes because I feel like if I play this genie, I lose because I'm already so far behind because they've.
That's fair point. But I think there are more, ways to catch up now, and so that does allow you a little bit more time to do things like that. So maybe
Set up your Prince Philip combo.
Yep.
potentially. I mean, I think Bling
only need
will
one
be
turn.
a very big, very big proponent of the Prince Philip line for sure. I think Green Steel definitely has a world where it's very strong Prince Philip deck as well. But ultimately, I mean, I know that's not playing the Cinderella, but yeah, I mean, I think Bling definitely will ramp Prince Philip. So, but yeah, I think that's one that will definitely need to be on the lookout for.
If we get a pseudo board wipe, I think that card becomes really scary.
Well, they said
Which-
on the
yeah.
the main stage today and at the Discord call, I wasn't able to attend the one today, but they did say that there's one coming next set.
They said next set.
Mhm. Well, not Whispers, Winter Spell, but we do have a pseudo board wipe in Prince Philip now. It is a combo, I guess, but it still wipes board. So
Yeah.
Just scrolling through here. I mean, what do we feel about the card draw now? You know, I feel like the card draw was basically limited to Amethyst this go around. Well, Amethyst and Clarabelle and Doc, I guess, is really the best way to say that. Um, I was hoping that you would kind of, even the playing field a little bit. I don't know if we necessarily got there.
Yeah, we didn't get a whole lot of cards to draw. We still have the issue that like Amethyst and Steel.
Junior Woodchuck Guidebook.
Amethyst got all the good draw again.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was afraid of. Is that's kind of where my stance was.
I think every deck should, all the colors should have draw. Draw should not exclusively be Amethyst.
Agree.
Like, give Amethyst more draw. Let him draw on more cards, I guess. But don't. Like, other decks should have, drawing is a card game mechanic. I don't
worry.
think it's
I will let everyone
color.
draw, and you'll have to say you're welcome afterwards.
And then bend to my will.
Maybe. Talk about that.
Okay, what about locations? I feel like locations have the opportunity to make a relatively decent comeback. I think there are
a couple of good ones.
Very interesting locations.
Let's look at them.
I think
the Great Illuminary, the Abandoned Laboratory.
The Illuminary Tunnels is one of them, and the one that they like, it's not in the Dreamborn list I'm looking at, but there were a couple steel ones, and then there's the one, the Great Illuminary is the Amethyst one that says characters here gain exert to draw a card. So that's just dump a bunch of characters in there and draw a bunch of cards, I guess.
I don't know how playable that is, but seems okay.
If I just want to Infinity format that with Jafar and Monstro, and just like have Jafar exerted on board, and then just Monstro yourself into 20 lore.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, obviously we, Milwaukee is in 2 days, and then after that, I think we'll all hit the ground and have a much better perspective on it. But I just like that there's more interaction. There's more things that you can proactively be doing to disrupt your opponent, which I think has been the most frustration I've had this set, because there are certain lines that if your opponent just has, then they just win, and now you have opportunities to disrupt those lines and be better. I mean, even the amber action, I don't think it's in this list either. That's just banish a evasive character. I mean, that's his
draw a card.
Yeah, banish an evasive character, draw a card. I mean, that's I mean, I don't want to say as powerful as it gets, but that's, I mean, a very solid card. So just things like that. I'm
surprised it's not a song.
Disrupt. Yeah, I mean, that might be a little too much, since it's like, I don't know, would be like, and it's inkable. So inkable, banish a character, draw a card.
But I feel like it naturally will like balance itself out. Like, I feel like that card being in the format means you can't only play evasives, and then when people stop playing only evasives, then you can't play that card as much, and then it's like balance itself.
It's definitely one of those kind of ring around the rosy scenarios. But again, I think having that balance is much better. So you can't just go Genie on 4, Elsa on 5, TikTok on 6, and just get mowed down by evasives because you don't have any answers to it. So
you can also give your opponent evasive with certain
That's
cards.
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
There's something that does that, right?
Yeah, there's a 2-cost green card that gives evasive.
Gazelle. There's a couple of them. And the Tinkerbell from set 1 that got reprinted. The Dumbos. I don't know if Dumbos can give your opponent evasive or not, but it gives a card evasive.
I'm surprised none of y'all wanted to talk about the actual new tier 1 deck, which is Moby Duck, which is going to probably lose the duck because now it can combo with the new location that lets you draw cards. Exert a character there to draw a card.
So Zach just talked about. Zach just said that.
Yeah, I mean, I said ideally with Jafar, but yeah, I mean, I don't know what.
Jafar's not even in the set.
That's what I said. I said for Infinity, it would be crazy if you could just put him in the Great Illuminary and then just exert 20 times and get 20 lore, because Jafar's on the field. But yeah, I don't know how good that. I mean, is the whole like get lore combo in the Moby Duck deck still? I don't even know.
Yeah, I literally did it. I murdered Matthew in a game of a set.
I thought that was
with
last
the deck.
set though. I didn't know that was in rotation.
Everything got reprinted in it. You can still do it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah. What's the card called? The purple. Find the way.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, you can still play those infinitely, and you just put an Allendale into play.
How do we feel about the Amber? It's one of the ducks. The 2-cost 1/2 quest for 1 that has bare necessities attached to it and says when you play this.
Mowgli?
Oh yeah,
It's
Mowgli.
not bare
It's not a duck.
Yeah, I was like, that's not a
I don't know.
duck.
I just feel like everything's a duck now. They have a ton of DuckTale cards, but
You
yeah,
don't
Mowgli.
get to choose.
I know you don't get to choose, but you still get to discard something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think it's really good though.
And
I do too.
It
Yeah.
hits fire the cannons. It hits locations.
Oh,
it hits.
it doesn't let you choose?
No,
No.
your opponent gets to choose.
So what does it say? They reveal their hand and discard a...
Yeah,
Non-character.
So like it's like
So you
Ursula.
still got to look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you still get everything, and they get to, but your opponent gets to choose what gets discarded. But you know, everything
that's a
thus
little
far
whack.
has been so.
How often do you have more than one non-character in your
That's what I
hand
was
though
gonna say.
nowadays?
Well, I'm afraid of the moment that happens.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that I mean, more times than not. I mean, and again, even if they get to pick, and you're still getting a resource gain out of it. I mean, it's still a resource gain, which in a low resource world, which I still feel like in a lot of cases will still be, can be extremely, extremely powerful.
I think this set would be fun to do it. We should do like a tier list next podcast because there's so many almost
I'm
maybe
in for a tier
playable
list.
cards.
We haven't done a tier list in forever, so I'm definitely down for a tier list.
It doesn't have to be a tier list necessarily, but just there's so many cards to talk about, right? Like I want to talk about so many.
What about
and probably none of them are playable.
Last question I have, and then I'm done. What about items? Do items have a chance to come back? I feel like items might actually be
100%. I think the likelihood of Tamatoa and Bell being in the game is way higher than locations being relevant.
Okay.
I agree.
I guess you're right. Actually, the more I think about the location stuff, we talked so much about the big statted bodies already, that if you just have a 4 strength location or a 4 willpower location that used to be able to live through a bunch of challenges, that probably isn't living through any challenges anymore, because I'm just like looking at the list right now: 4-6, 3-10, 5-7, 5-4, 5-5, 3-3, 3-2, 2-3. That one's a little
let me
weak,
throw this also at you as well. Why were locations good in the first place? Why did people play McDuck Manor, Queen's Castle?
Because the willpower was a lot higher than the strength that you had on board.
Board wipe.
Yeah, I was mainly talking about that. People played it because Be Prepared was a thing. You would play that as a counter to board wipes.
Yeah.
Or I guess go along with board wipes,
Both.
but counter to it. But if everything's about putting characters in play, locations do not feel as impactful.
Sure.
Not saying that they won't see any play. I just feel like, I just still think about it in the sense of like, even if they printed McDuck Manor back in, I don't know if anyone would actually be playing McDuck Manor, just because it's not needing to do the same thing that you used to have to do.
I think it depends on how proactive the set is. Imagine McDuck Manor in the current format, like breaking up standstills. It seems decent, but that's a different topic. I'm not trying to get us off the subject, but
it's most of the time it's just a character. Like now, like I feel like for almost every scenario, it's just a character with 0 strength that's always exerted.
Yeah, that's definitely we've definitely talked through that before. One thing we didn't talk about is the ink champions.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's the monocolor cards.
Yeah, that they help.
Yeah,
they help the certain ink.
Yeah, the first one we saw was the Goofy, and we saw that one a really, really long time ago. His subtext is Emerald Champion, and his ability is whenever one of your specifically Emerald characters is challenged and banish the challenging character. And then each of the different colors have a champion that affects the rest of that same color. So if you have a sapphire champion, that affects all the sapphire. Steel, it affects all the steel, and so forth. Um,
What?
Yeah, it like promotes mono color decks.
Do you not know?
I have no idea what you guys are
Oh
talking
my
about.
gosh, it's all the like the Mickey and Friends characters. They're all like Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Pluto. But yeah, they only affect the color that it is. So it's kind of like I said, promotes monocolor decks, but
Okay, but
obviously you're
what?
not gonna do a
Well,
monocolor deck. So
How does it work? What is it? A card that goes into your deck?
yeah, so like I'm looking at the
yes.
Emerald one right now.
Go look at the spoilers and
it's
all
an
the
Emerald.
champions.
It's an
It's in the
Emerald
first
Goofy.
page. Yeah.
And the Emerald Goofy says
There's a Minnie, there's a Daisy,
yeah,
there's
whenever
a
one of your
Pluto.
other Emerald characters is challenged and banished. So think about like Cogsworth. You know, Cogsworth said all of your other characters, except this one says only the characters of the same color, essentially.
Hmm.
So you can play it with things that aren't that color, but
just
obviously
doesn't
they
affect
don't get the
them.
benefit.
Yeah.
So it encourages you to play characters of a certain color.
Definitely pushes you again to like that said to that monocolor direction. But I think the biggest thing that could potentially be overlooked with those at this point is the Duel Link characters. Like all your Duel Link cards, if you do, you know, like play into that synergy, then you get the synergies of both of them, I would imagine. And so that you can make those Duel Link cards really, really powerful because they take the abilities of all of the champions in your deck. And then those champions get stronger because they affect more cards because of the amount of Duel Links that you have. So I think that's just, you know, potential to have, you know, very big steamroll effect if you can find a lot of synergies there. But anyways,
do we think any of them are going to be playable? They
I
don't
think-
work the best to me.
I think the Daisy's the best one.
Yeah, I like Daisy. That's the one that gives the
Resist.
Sapphire one that gives everybody resist.
And that one's not bad. Then you get to filter the top of your deck when they play.
That one seems really good. I think which one's the purple one? Amethyst?
When an Amethyst character is banished,
No, or it's Daisy, right?
Matthew, can you send
not
me
Daisy,
these
but
on
Minnie.
Discord?
yeah.
'Cause I still,
What if we were just lying to you, Hayden?
That would be cool.
Making up some cards.
Like, yeah, well, I have no idea what's going on.
I have no clue.
But the mini one I think could be really good for like an aggressive purple strategy. I know we don't have all those cards, but like imagine that card with like Chernobog's followers, Diablo,
Yeah.
all the other things. I just feel like things where you're playing out those early like purple cards, like as like you're slap that down at the top end. That feels really cool.
Yeah. I mean, again, anytime you're
It's like a
just trying to draw
library,
card,
like putting. Yeah, it's like putting things underneath a library, but now it's a character, so they can trigger off each other.
You did not help me, Matthew.
It's the first, it's the third to the seventh card. It's the Pluto, the Daisy, the Donald, the Minnie, the Mickey.
their subtext on all of them is their color,
I
and then champion.
I can't copy the image.
Okay, I'll figure it out later.
Okay, that's all I got. Anything else before we wrap up?
If I win DLC Milwaukee, you heard it here first.
What did you win
do
DLC
you-
Milwaukee with?
Green Purple Mill.
If you win, you heard it here first.
That's probably not even true. If it's Monday.
that definitely isn't true because they would have heard it from the stream. I imagine most
You
people,
heard
'cause
it
again,
here first,
This is
ladies and
not
gentlemen.
going live yet, so.
You heard it here.
All right, that's it. We're getting back into it. Hopefully, we're back on a consistent schedule and we do these more frequently, like we should be doing. So if you've stuck with us, we have had people in the Discord, and we have had even a couple people reach out on social and stuff, say, "Hey, when are you guys getting back into it?" So for everybody that's stuck around and asked for more content, we appreciate it. And like I said, we'll try to be getting back on the horse and doing this more consistently. So thanks everybody for listening, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.